We just saw Brand New Day, just got out of the theater, still in the parking lot. So here are our thoughts. First, I want to get the thoughts of the white boy right here. What do you think?
That was good. I liked it.
That's it?
It didn't feel like 2.5 hours. I wish the movie was even longer. I wanted more to happen after, like, we got to the end. However, I do think it was the perfect ending scene for the movie. I think that was great. Made me feel very
You know what I
emotional.
do relate to, actually? That the ending was good and it was strong, but I feel like they could have made the ending more.
I loved it. I loved ending on that last shot. I
No,
thought
no,
that was
not
great.
the whole ending, but I'm saying the last sequencing. Like he fought the Spidey fought against the ninjas, and that's like his gateway before he goes and talks to Jean Grey.
Yeah.
So the ninjas were fine, but I felt like it just felt a little bit basic, you know, with the ninjas. Maybe because I'm Asian, I'm like, the ninjas.
You're like, seen it a million times.
Please bring assassin ninjas. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ninjas are ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
Nondescript. You know the ninjas were going to come up at some point, though. You can't introduce ninjas and not use ninjas at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I don't know. I haven't seen the previous ones. Were ninjas a big part of the previous Spidey movies?
No, I don't think so.
Because they just introduced them here, right?
Like, are you just talking about in, like, Spider-Man lore or in the specific...
in these movies.
I don't think there's been anything with ninjas. Now, it's been a bit since I've seen the last... I mean, I probably have seen every Spider-Man with Tom Holland one time.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a Spider-Man expert.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking the Tobey Maguire one, and then I've seen it quite a few times.
My overall impression of the movie is like, it was a wholesome movie. They did a good job mixing drama, emotionality, and action. I didn't feel like they have milked anything for too much drama, and they didn't do too much action. I felt like they were able to strike a delicate balance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the movie felt wholesome, and I think it's very rewatchable. Like, this is the type of movie that if you'll see like a couple years from now on TV or whatever, on Netflix, you can just watch it and relax. It doesn't feel like one of those very mentally heavy movies, but just has enough story to keep you engaged.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. I mean, I would want to watch it fully, but also just good to play in the background if you were just sitting around doing
you like
homework or
playing
something.
movies.
I love a good background movie.
I used to work with this guy in the office, and to do his job, he needs to have a little tiny square of the Chrome browser playing some freaking movie.
You gotta have
not the
something
YouTube
on
video.
there.
And he's like, oh, it actually helps me focus. Actually, for him it does, but
Yeah.
you know.
It's because my ADD brain is all over the place.
Where does this Spider-Man rank for you among the ones that you've seen so far?
That's a good question. We're talking all of them or just Tom Holland ones?
I think for me, I mean, I guess just all of them. Which one would you, like, is there any one that comes to mind that you'd put above?
I mean, the original two, not the third one. You're never going to beat the original two for me, just because that's what I grew up with, and I just think there's such, like, a fun quality to those movies.
Yeah, it's still hard to beat the Tobey Maguire one.
Andrew Garfield's suit, though, will never be beat. The, like, big white eyes, like the ones that don't have the shutter system, I think that's the ideal Spider-Man costume. I did not like the Sam Raimi one with the, silver eyes. At the time, it looked good, but then when I saw the other one, I was like, damn, that's the suit.
Let's talk about the spider web.
What an interesting... I'm sure this plot line is following something from a comic, but I am not much of a comic book reader. I've read a few, but it's not my hobby. I didn't know if we were borrowing... I mean, I assume there's a story out there where he starts becoming more like an actual spider, but it felt to me, since all my experiences with the movies, that we're borrowing from the Sam Raimi one, which I think's funny because we kind of made a big deal about it in the last movie with, like, there being a guy who could actually shoot webs. What do you think about it?
The spider web evolution, it's like cool. It wasn't that surprising because they showed it in the trailers. I think maybe just the fact that he embraced his powers of the arachnid gene, and once he embraced it, all of a sudden he had this like enlightenment of how to use it in the most badass way.
Yeah.
And when in the end where he trapped all of the ninjas by like doing freaking breakdancing with his hands, that was a really neat sequence. Because that actually makes you feel like, oh man, the Spider-Man, he's like super powerful now. Because like his spiderweb is stronger and he knows how to use it. You know, he can do splash damage.
Well, that's a big deal that I feel like they kind of... I mean, there's been some movies that don't skip over that. I want to say it was the Andrew Garfield one where he like goes into the bathroom and he starts like accidentally like breaking the sink and stuff, just walking around like normal. So it's like Spider-Man, like one of the cool things about him is he's so insanely strong, but he's so like kind that he doesn't want to hurt anybody, that like a lot of his focus has to be on like not using his power too much. It's like, yeah, he probably, I don't know, I'm sure he can't hold against Hulk. I'm sure Hulk would always win, but I know that he's fairly strong in comparison.
Then, you know, because he had to evolve, right? So he was in a cocoon outside, and then inside, and then so he is inside the cocoon, and he evolved, and now he can use all those spider web, all of those abilities, right?
I thought it's weird that he just kind of lost his memory during that scene.
And then he was outside, because
Yeah.
there's a bunch of web inside the house.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they wanted it for the plot, I guess.
it just looks cool that it's outside, I guess, cinematically.
Yeah.
It looks cool that he's like, oh, he's outside the he's on a brick wall, or he's hanging there.
Well, there's so many things where they're like making you worried that somebody's going to see what's going on. He's outside of his apartment building, testing his webs, creating his little like cocoon, blowing up a spider web bomb. You know, it's like somebody should have caught on by now that that's probably his apartment, because he's doing way too much shit in that
And
little
he's doing
area.
it without a mask. Like, literally anyone with binoculars could literally catch you.
We're to assume they're tracking every single footstep he's got with this little app, yet for some reason when he's at his house, mask off, literally blowing grenades right next to his apartment.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
And they have to kind of show his face, I guess, for the audience to be more engaged, because obviously when we see the face, we're more engaged. But yeah, it was a little bit of a stretch, but it still didn't break the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
So it wasn't done in an egregious way where it kind of took me out. So still felt natural, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, yeah, he's outside experimenting. There's spider webs. He's in a cocoon for like multiple days, I assume.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at least
people walk by
today.
that area.
Yeah, he had a bunch of like missed calls or whatever, like missed police reports, like 117 when he got back to the thing. So he's been there for a bit at least.
And he's like very comfortable just flying around the city and then landing on the streets, walking from house to house. I guess that's all normal. The city just knows that he exists, so he can go to... Because he went to the banya,
Yeah.
the steam room, and people just give him the towel. I mean, people just treat him like a normal guy when he's wearing the suit. So...
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think they're just so used to him at this point. Also, he's very trusting, and I feel like they did this in the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans too, but he's very trusting of his like webs when he shouldn't be trusting of them. Like they had a whole scene in the Raimi one where he's like losing his powers and he just is going out there just trying to like swing on webs and like falling and just absolutely killing himself pretty much. And he kind of does the same thing. He's like, he gets these new webs.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know how they work or if they're going to work. And he's like, I'll just jump off a building. He can die, right? Like if he falls out of a 20-story building, is he gonna live through it?
And I guess what we can also talk about, when his eyes turn black and stuff like that, when he was getting violent, it really has nothing to do. I mean, they tried to make it that he's evolving, but he just has his heart broken, so that's why he's acting out.
You know what would have been cool is if he does the black eyes thing, wraps somebody up, and then he drinks their blood. That would have been sick. I would have been fully on board for that craziness.
Or like the web turns black. That would have been cool too. Black web. I could rock with that. You know. The scorpion part, I know he was a villain in the previous one. That wasn't anything that was too captivating to me. The scorpion with the metallic tail.
Don't get anything that Jean Grey was doing. Why did she take all of these actions? Why did she break out Scorpion? Why did she use him? Why did she... It's like using the Hulk, totally get that, because she's in the building, she knows where the safe is. Didn't she know where the building was the whole time?
Also, she can hop from body to body, so she could definitely infiltrate the building, right? And she could infiltrate the main guy.
Yeah.
That was doing experiments on.
There should be no problem
So
getting
she
in that
should just
building.
so she did get into his head, and she couldn't extract the memory that they essentially killed her. because she was inside this guy's body.
Did she get inside his head? I couldn't
I think
remember
so.
if she did or not.
I think so.
Like right before he dosed her.
Because then Peter Spider-Man asked him, "Hey, I gotta go talk to her. What did she do to you or whatever?" And he says, she would ask me about Sarah or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, she could have just bar hopped and extracted the knowledge.
Yeah. Also,
I call it bar hopped.
Was this safe? Was this safe far enough away where the people in the back of the safe that she couldn't have jumped into one of them? I just think it's ridiculous that she had to. I get that they're trying to do a storyline, but everything she does, nothing gets her closer. We don't see any of the connections that get her to this building, like she didn't know that was the building all along.
And then the whole thing where like there are multiple buildings. I forget the exact name, right? The demolition, the whatever, the recycling zones. I forget what they're called. They're like multiple locations, and she's attacking them one by one, trying to figure out what it is. But with her power, she can just stalk people and hop and hop and hop, even from the security guards. Well, the how do they call those things? Because she was attacking multiple buildings. They're all part of the same franchise. Not the recycling ones, but she was breaking into the buildings one after another. Throughout the whole movie, she was.
What's the name of that?
I don't know the name, but it's like
demolition.
Yeah,
something.
Demolition Zone.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Demolition Zone or Demolition Centers.
Yeah, what the. Why can I not remember that? They've said it so many times throughout the movie.
There were multiple of them.
So she's looking at multiple.
So she's going at them and she's trying to find about the VMAX, right? Or whatever. What's the name? The VMAX?
See, this is what happens when you're in a movie and everyone next to you is talking their ass off the whole movie. You miss key plot points trying to figure out what's going on. So, yeah, I missed that.
I don't mean to be rude, but there were people sitting by me, and the moment I saw them, I was like, yeah, they look like the type of people that would annoy me.
And they were.
And they were.
The whole movie, until we told them to shut up.
I told them be quiet, and then they got quiet. But I don't want to get to the point where I have to tell them to be quiet, because then that's an escalation.
Quick side note, if you're in a movie, you paid money, so did everybody else. Be nice and polite. Don't talk. Talk when the movie's over as much as you want. Until then, please, for the love of God, let everyone enjoy the movie that they spent their hard-earned money on. Back to Spider-Man.
The guy was sitting next to me, and then he kind of leaned over and talked to the other person, and I could still hear it. And they were so annoying. They looked like they were inbred, and they acted like they were inbred. And that's probably a sign. If you're wondering why the people next to me are talking, it's probably because they're inbred. Or the other option is that they're freaking slothy. How do you call people who like keep eating and eating and eating? Like
Gluttons.
Gluttony. Other ones is like gluttony. This movie is 2.5 hours. I don't know, 3 hours long with all of the trailers in the beginning.
Yeah, it was between Chewie McGee on the right and Breathe as loud as a freight train on the left.
The guy that was sitting to the left of you, I remember we were like 90% done with the movie, and I still hear him chew. I'm like, bruh, you literally gonna be chewing for 2.5 hours?
It was like an animal in the zoo. Like it was an experience just being next to that guy.
This can't continue. We can't allow idiots to be in the movie theaters. So, I don't know, we gotta call them out.
Give us a seat.
You gotta have like a secret button, SOS button that you can push on the side, and then somebody will come in and...
That's what I want, a movie theater, and you have all the seats, and you can report the talking seats. You have like a little grid in front of you.
You could push in a button, and then there would be like a control center where they can have the night vision, and they could look into that area, and they could see who's talking in that area, and then it will come down and tell them to shut the hell up. That's the only thing, like I'm an extrovert, but a lot of people are just so stupid, and it's just unfortunate, fact of our society. So a clear example of that, just go to the movie theater and see how it works out for you. Anyway, let's go back to the movie. Let's talk about the characters, how they wrote it, how they came across, how they felt to you. MJ, what do you think about MJ?
I liked MJ. I think the scene where he takes her onto the roof, we're already into spoiler territory here for sure, but we're going to keep going on it. Takes her to the roof, and then she gives him a kiss and then has this magical, like, I remember, and then we figure out that it's Jean Grey, who is the antagonist of this movie. I was like, damn, that was good. That was a really good play. I wasn't expecting that to be where they went with it. And you're very sure at this time, like, oh no, he contained it. They're still stuck in a helicopter right now, but somehow she was able to get out.
Acting-wise, as an actress, she executed that scene well. you know, because she really kind of inhabited this other entity.
Yeah.
So I felt that was good.
And I guess at that point, we didn't know that there was a person behind it. We just thought it was like a spirit or something, you know.
You know, Zendaya and I, we have something in common. We have the same exact birthday.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you know what it is, right? Talented and humble at the same time.
Yeah, humble for sure.
But the actors, I feel like the Tom Holland obviously did a great job in the Spidey. You want to talk about the Punisher?
Yeah, what the fuck? How is the Punisher walking around? I mean, we start with him, which the grenade launcher scene, that was actually funny. I like that joke. Pulls a grenade launcher, he's shooting it out of this van that he's tricked out a little bit. And also, Thomas Jane is the Punisher. There will never be better than Thomas Jane. I'm going to get that in there real quick. But he pulls out a grenade launcher. He's trying to shoot the tank that's running amok in the city. Spider-Man tells him no, grabs the grenade launcher, and then Frank immediately pulls out another identical grenade launcher, which is such a Frank Castle move. I thought that was peak cinema.
But then they're friends and he just shoots the Spidey?
I think he knows because it's just not going to mess him up. Or maybe those grenades don't activate. You know, like some grenades have to go a certain distance or something so it doesn't kill you. My guess is that's what that was happening. Or for some reason it just didn't blow up. I don't know.
I think adding the Punisher to the movie, Frank Castle, John Bernthal, right? His energy added a different color to the movie and I think it made it more complete.
For sure.
Because he brings a very, like, a masculine, grunty presence.
Yeah, like monstrous almost.
Monstrous, which I think is good because it adds more gravitas to the movie. But at the same time, because he brings that intensity, he also was, like, one of the main comic reliefs, which was amazing, too.
Yeah.
He probably caused the most laughs.
He's a fun character because he's such an opposite of Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man's, like, gentle and friendly, and he's gruff and mean, and like Spider-Man's like, let's help him. Frank's like, let's kill him. I feel like he's the biggest like complete opposite of Spider-Man, which is why they're such like a fun pairing. Also, when you get to see him like get a little emotional about his decisions, it's like you kind of feel that a little bit. Like when you're in the hospital, I was like, actually, yeah, I felt some feelings on that scene.
The whole thing with his house, which is like by the boat, is so trapped. I was like, that's a bit dangerous. What if there are just random people walking? What if there are just kids running around with their skateboards? They're gonna freaking die.
Yeah, I would hope that whatever the entrance is to that place is nearly impossible for people to get in unless you're on like a web.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a pretty dangerous place. I mean, even Spider-Man's having trouble.
What else was there? The whole VMAX, they were calling it because it's Ventmax, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole VMAX, I don't know. It's a little bit, that part is a little bit corny now that I think about it. It's like, oh, that's the last thing she saw, VMAX, Ventmax. And that's what she transferred to me. But then that
that's stupid.
Gives no meaning.
So stupid.
Signal she sends, right?
Yeah, the VMAX thing I thought was dumb. Also because she doesn't learn that first. Before that happens, he goes, your sister for her sacrifice. That is the moment she should have responded to with the rage that created everything. We didn't need that to happen during the fan scene.
Yes.
It's like she just forgot what he said for 5 minutes and then was like, shit, he said that it was a sacrifice. This is the last place she was when she died. That was just stupid. I don't understand.
And when they were talking about the VMAX, the way that actors played it, and I'm sure they were directed, or it was their choice, when somebody brings up VMAX, it's Ventmax. Nobody knows what the heck Ventmax is, VMAX is. But the actors play it like, oh, they might know, or they might not know. But they really should be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, legitimately have no idea.
Yeah, because like nobody knows.
Yeah.
And yeah, she could have just been on the search for my sister. I'm looking for my sister.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she say it right away? Where's my sister? Why can't you just tell everybody I'm looking for?
The VMAX reveal was so stupid. She could have easily. And that's the thing is like Jean Grey just wants to fight Spider-Man and be mad, but it's like he's being really kind and talking to you and being like, what? Okay, explain your situation to me. I'd love to understand like what's happening right now. And she's like, no, you're not going to understand it. I'm going to kill people you love. Like, okay, seems kind of extreme that you go immediately for that when I didn't do anything to you, but
Yeah.
it's like, why is she going so hard at him? Like, he didn't do anything to make her, like, freak out to that level. She just is, like, a psychopath.
You make a lot of points here, man.
She might have
You
needed
make
to
a
be
lot
in
of
that position.
points. She's
The original, you know, X-Men, we're going to go movies, not comic books right now. So the X-Men trilogy, Jean Grey has always been like, you know, held back by Professor X, which, you know, it's kind of because she's crazy. Like, you can't let her off the leash. So maybe that's the direction they were going, is she is still kind of off the leash here, but in her beginning phase and, you know, not necessarily making the best of decisions.
What else can we talk about? What should we cover?
What'd you think of the scene where, you know, he follows Ned and goes to the house and, like, the party scene?
Okay, I want to talk about that. I feel like the addition of the boyfriend was not even necessary because he never really came into play. They showed him once that she kissed him.
Yeah.
So she might just, because I mean, it brings up the point like, okay, how deep does that relationship go? So you might as well not even add it because she could just say, hey, I'm not in love with you because I don't know you. Right?
Yeah.
So why introduce the fact that she's potentially is in a relationship as another layer? I don't know.
I think just because from his character, it's like, from his perspective, he's looking at that like, it's too late. I already missed my shot. She's already in a relationship. And he's probably thinking the same thing. He's like, how deep does this go? How long have they been dating? Is it serious? Are they getting married at some point? You know, it's like all those things are going through in his brain. So I think we're trying to kind of put ourselves in his perspective of like feeling that.
They should have given her boyfriend that's a total D-bag. That would have got him mad. That would have got him to 100% arachnid gene. They should have given him the Stiffmeister. They should have given him a total D-bag, or like the Flash from the first original Spider-Man. Just give her like a boyfriend that's a total D-bag that's like
witnesses that immediately grows 4 more legs and
I think he's
starts
like so
walking
mad.
around.
I can't believe she's with him. I can't believe she'd go for a guy like that after being with somebody like me. And then she's like, I was never with him.
I think I like that Ned's been kind of tracking Spider-Man. Like, he's got this little bulletin board, kind of like, you know, not necessarily that he knows there's a memory, and we're led to believe that with the MJ character is like, oh, maybe she has known this whole time, and then like the spell never really can 100% work with people that love you. Immediately squashed on that, but it's fun to see like the Ned is kind of like trying to figure out his, you know, feelings of like why Spider-Man has like been in his life so many times. I thought that was fun. Their friendship seems so genuine too. Like, I can't imagine that they're not friends in real life. They just seem so like close together.
I mean, that's the movie that made them so, and they were there from the beginning with each other. I mean, he's married, right, to Zendaya?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, which really builds on their like romantic relationship in the movie.
Mm-hmm. That's why that relationship really works as well. Because I mean,
yeah,
they're just working over real life a lot.
Oh, even when she's like, "I don't love you," and you're watching Tom Holland's face, I was like, damn, I feel like he actually felt that. Like, he looks like she actually said that to him in real life, and that's how he would react. I think it's probably so easy to get into that character when you're like imagining the person you're actually in love with is standing right in front of you, telling you that they don't know you, they've never had a memory with you, and they just don't care about you because they don't have a clue who you are. But I thought he did a killer job in that scene. I think his facial expressions were spot on with how you'd actually look in that situation.
I think this movie is like a very solid movie because of the acting, because of the balance of the drama and the action. But now that I'm reflecting on it, I think there was no clear villain, so they should have established a little bit more of the villain, right? Because it's like, oh, our villain is like, oh, we stole your sister, we studied her, and we didn't plan to kill her, but she died, you know? So
yeah.
It's like, I can't hate them that much for it. They're trying to, like, I guess, create something to maybe protect.
You're the villain.
Yeah. But I think if they made it more malicious, more evil, a little bit darker, that would have been higher stakes.
Yeah.
Because the guy, I forget what's the black guy's name. They didn't mention it many times. but they portray him as a guy who was in charge of the study. And all of the
Severance
weapons that
guy.
they created, they didn't really seem to be that special. I mean, they used it on the Hulk, the knuckle with an electricity.
Yeah,
It didn't really do much.
punch.
And then they have like the gun that diffuses the web. But I mean, I don't really think you need a gun to diffuse a web. Just have like a shield that's like multiple pieces of paper stacked together.
Yeah, I'm
So
also
that-
like, it works when you're like 10 stories above Spider-Man shooting this thing down, but he can still kick your ass. Like,
And that thing shoots fast. So yeah, if you perfectly angle it and you shoot it at the stream of the
as long as he's shooting away from them and then pulling himself up there, he's still going to beat the living shit out of you. Like,
because they spent quite a bit of time talking about the weapons,
yeah.
but the weapons weren't really that big of a deal.
Yeah, they were all right.
I
I knew
mean-
the second we introduced the ninjas, I was like, okay, well, this is the bad guy, even though we're thinking they're the good guy.
Yeah, the ninjas, again, I just think the ninjas, I mean, I already saw 47 Ronin, I already saw ninjas.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I think even, I like that they incorporated the Hulk, you know, that's always fun.
So what's the deal with the Hulk? Because, so I know that at some point we got Professor Hulk. So he's like,
It's probably a different timeline now, where
Is
he
it?
cannot coexist. Because in the end game, the Hulk and the Bruce Banner, they're all together.
uh-huh.
So Bruce Banner, he now controls Hulk completely, and they're all one integrated personality. So he's in a Hulk body, but it's Bruce Banner's mind, 100%. But in this one, apparently he doesn't control. I don't know, but that's what it seems like.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in the last.
But it also
Spider-Man
doesn't make
movie.
sense because, like, he loses control and he becomes extra big,
Yeah.
right? Because he was big and then
Rock hard Hulk.
yeah, he becomes a Magnum Hulk, and
Hulk double XL.
then he says that he can't control himself. But then when he's about to like kill Spidey or beat him up, he says, "Hey, you know, Professor Banner, I'm Peter Parker." It's like, okay, why didn't you use it earlier?
Which also, did he know who Peter Parker was?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
he shouldn't have, because he was told, I mean, he did the memory wipe, and so I'm trying to figure out if that was another person that maybe remembered, or if it was really just him kind of seeing himself and recognizing, which I feel like is kind of when the Hulk always wakes up, he's like kind of recognizing he's being an asshole, and he's like, oh, shit.
The new Black Widow, right? And then he starts attacking her because she comes in to try to save him. That's what they should have done. She comes in out of nowhere, tries to save him. He starts killing her. He's like, my sister, the Black Widow. And then she showed him the picture of the... he showed him the picture of the original Black Widow,
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, and then he wakes up.
But the face is like blurred out so you can't see it.
Well, she should have worn a wig of the original Black Widow, and she should have tricked him. It kind of reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever, where you can wear like with Jason's mom, just pretend that you're like the Black Widow, because he has an emotional connection to her, stronger than to Spidey.
Yeah. Punisher fighting the Hulk, how silly. But, I mean, it's funny that he still is, like, so confident that a gun is going to stop the Hulk. I mean, he's just unloading, like, an M60 into the Hulk, just like...
He doesn't do anything.
"Ah!"
He doesn't do anything. Yeah.
I mean, even when Spidey's, like, dragging him away with a web, he's still just unloading bullets into this guy. Which is just, like, you kind of have to appreciate a character that's just that angry. Like, he's like, this is going to work. It's fine.
It's like you can't teach the old dog new tricks, but at least he's playing that dog
Yeah.
to how...
He's
you
that
know,
dog
he's true
until
to
that dog dies. Yeah.
And the biggest weapon is actually his sniper rifle. That's the most powerful weapon, his sniper rifle.
What's the most powerful weapon is his eyesight, because making that shot is insanity that he would be able to hit that. He doesn't have a superpower that makes him a super good shot. He's just...
He ain't Deadshot.
He's not Deadshot. He's not making that shot. And he makes it. Also, we go into the same thing we've been before, which I like the Spider-Man in the hospital and walking through the crowd, so I get that you had to do it. But I'm so sick of the don't dive away from the thing that's about to hit us. Let me just turn my back to it instead. He has enough time. He knows the bullet's coming. Push her ass out of the way. Like, you don't need to wrap around her. Plus, that's a 50 cal. That would have blown through both of your backs like nothing.
And they actually didn't even show where it hit him, right? I guess in the back.
If that bullet hit you in real life, he would have had a hole in his stomach the size of a fucking pot. Like, it would have been a nightmare, and they just acted like it was a normal bullet.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch. That he has a sniper gun that can hit that far, and that he's able to he's already positioned to, or he gets himself to the position where he has a clear shot.
Yeah, and knows what he's shooting at, because we're looking through his scope. Like, what are we even looking at right now? I don't even. It's like I see there's a building. I can kind of see the crumpling, so I know what's in that
another thing.
room.
Like I was thinking, like, okay, when are they gonna like? Okay, he's scoping in, and like they never showed him that he scopes in deeper.
Yeah, where's the super scope?
At least kind of show me that you see their outline. I'm just supposed to trust that you will scope in when it's off screen.
Yeah,
You know?
we're supposed to assume that his scope sucks. He can barely see it, but somehow has managed to make the shot.
Maybe like what's that? The Jackal, right? Or The Way of the Jackal, the TV show where there's a sniper.
Yeah, he's kind of like
they show you
honing it
everything.
in.
So that was a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, we just see that he's able to scope into the building, at the building, not into the building.
What'd you think of the like flashback scene where he's talking with his aunt? Well, it's her talking to the aunt now.
You see, I think it's like they have to work with what they got to make the story work. Is the story most cohesive in the movie? Do I think the villain arc is like thought out to the deepest level? I think it could have been stronger, but it all works because it's cohesive, but it could have been a lot stronger, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Aunt May, I mean, we also saw that scene multiple times, right? So they were kind of giving you the premonition that maybe she'll come back at the end and give that.
You knew it happened at some point. Everything was set up.
But at the very least, they didn't milk it for too long. That's where they have a saving grace. They don't milk it for like 5 minutes. They know what the scene is for, what purpose it serves, to transform her, to have her, to start having Jean experience some compassion.
I like how they didn't go like too far too. You know, it wasn't like you're going to experience someone dying in your life and it's going to be really traumatic. You know, they didn't hit the nail on the head too hard. They gave you just enough of like the subtext of like how it applies to the current situation, which I enjoyed that they didn't go like, you know, it wasn't like the perfect speech, which it wouldn't be because it's just a memory of something that happened.
You know what I miss? I do like how the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, he does narration off screen. He's like...
You missed the narration?
Yeah, I miss when the main character kind of does a little bit of a narration in those sort of movies. Because I remember like even the Batman with Robert Pattinson where he narrates in the beginning.
Oh,
I really like that part.
Such a good part.
So I think here you could also kind of add a nice button by having him narrate.
Yeah.
Because how did it end exactly? He's walking out of the hospital, right? And then he does a handshake. And then it cuts there. He does a handshake with, I forget the guy's name.
Out of the hospital, we're back to the place where he gets flowers, where he ran into Ned that one time, and Ned's sitting there at the table. He's about to walk away with the flowers, and he goes up to Ned, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Peter," and then goes in for their signature handshake, and Ned is remembering the handshake. He like knows exactly how to do it. And then we get this. It was like the end of Inception for me. I loved it that much.
Yeah.
Because it like legitimately made me feel like I was about to cry for a second. And I was like, that's how you do a scene. If you can make me feel that kind of emotion over a scene, you did a good job. And he remembers him and is like, Peter, fucking awesome. So good. I thought that was perfectly executed. And then it cuts at that. Like, that is exactly what I wanted.
Or maybe if you wanted to make an Inception, he's like, does he recognize him or not?
It's in the middle of his brain wobbling a little bit. Cuts to black.
His eyes starts twitching. Is it going to open up or is it going to close?
That was good, though. What did you think of it? Did you like it?
Yes, the ending was good. I would just say, like, as we talked about, the whole movie works because it's cohesive and they strike the balance of drama and action. There are obviously some plot points that could be done stronger. Mm-hmm. But I could see the challenge where, I mean, it's not easy to write a perfect movie every single time. That movies are like so rare. So I think for what the audience expects it to be, when they go to the movie theater, they will not be disappointed. Like, I'm not disappointed in the movie. And also, it's one of the few movies out there now where you watch it, you kind of feel like a wholesome feeling of completion and a little bit of optimism.
Yeah.
I don't like when the movies kind of leave you hanging in a negative state, because then you go home in that state and you beat up your wife.
Yeah, we'll talk to your lawyers about that. We'll get you
I'm
acquitted,
not
buddy.
married. I ain't got no wife.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, right. What's another topic to discuss? Just think.
Okay, who's driving her around? Jean Grey. When she's in the car, does she have a driver, or is she driving herself?
She did have a driver, because she was in the back of the car.
Yeah,
Was
she's
she
not
controlling somebody?
Yeah, was she controlling the driver? I mean, at this time, we're to assume she only controls one at a time, right?
So in the beginning, I guess, see, it wasn't that clear. So I guess her power, until she evolved, is she can control herself and another person.
Yeah. I don't know how much. I mean, I guess she has full control of herself because she's walking around his apartment looking at shit while she's controlling the guy down below.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't explain the driver thing. Big plot point, Spider-Man. Who's driving the car? You think this Uber is just sitting around for that? I don't think so.
Dr. Driver.
Dr. Doom is driving the car, just like, why am I doing this?
I felt like when they first showed her going through the apartment, she was wearing a hoodie that looks like just like Dr. Doom, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
Dr. Doom for a minute. I was like, whoa, are we already getting there?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little confused by that. But I thought Jean Grey was fun. Everybody was trying to figure out who her character was going to be. I avoided every single trailer
I
do for any
didn't
movie I
know.
like.
Yeah, I didn't know there was going to be a Jean Grey there. And as far as a character and acting, in the beginning it was like fine for me, but they didn't really give her much. But the ending where she was emotional without May, and then in the end, I think that's where the character kind of shined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's fun. I like a young Jean Grey in this world. I'm hoping that we get to see her in the next one. I wonder if she's going to be in the Doom movie.
The Doom movie.
But they have older X-Men. I'm sure it's going to get crazy as shit because the problem is they have too many timelines running now, so they really just are going to pick whoever they like the
The only
most.
question I have, are they going to have ninjas?
I hope so.
They should just bring the B-Rain character from Ninja Assassin. Just bring him, you know, with his freaking chain with a knife at the end.
That dude
that's
was...
that's-
Yeah, he'd whoop some ass in this movie.
And then he can disappear, you know, at the
Yeah,
end.
but overall, good. End credits, yeah, Spider-Man's
The
in
end credits
space
was
again.
weird. Is he in space? Is that what it is?
I believe so.
Yeah. I mean, that end credits, I mean, do I need to know? Like, I think the end credits, the whole purpose of them is to kind of tease you.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Yeah,
me more
man.
teased that I
No.
know he's in space. Like, I haven't seen Spider-Man in space before.
Yeah. Wait, yes, I have. He has been in space. Like, give us a little bit more than that, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, cool if they did like you see like a Spider-Man icon, and then you have like the icons of like Venom and Carnage pop up. That would have been cool.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a little lackluster, but other than that, the movie was great. I liked it.
It's a good movie. It's a wholesome movie. It's a family movie. It's a movie for kids, with your friends. It's a good watch. Is it a life-changing movie that I'm gonna add to my, library of American Psycho, Fight Club, John Wick, Matrix? No.
No.
But it's a Hollywood blockbuster movie.
But it's good. It's worth
Very
a watch.
well
I put it
done.
on if it's on TV.
Well written, casted well, great dialogue, perfect balance of action and drama. So they did a really, really solid job.
Yep. I think the three, Ned, Zendaya, and Tom are all, I love that I don't know Ned's actual name, but the three of them I think are wonderful characters together. It's fun to see people playing in a movie together that have such a close relationship that you like really get to see what that screen presence looks like when there's like an actual relationship that you have with these people. It's not just acting, it's like just actually kind of living your life feeling like you normally feel with your friends.
I think whoever decided to write in from the beginning, or maybe in the middle of the script writing, decided to add the character of the Punisher, deserves a pay raise, because I really think without the Punisher, that movie wouldn't be that interesting. So,
Interesting.
and I just love the Punisher character, because he beats people up. Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
It's been good. Until the next one.